Here in Alexandria, Virginia for the Smart Girl Politics Summit. Here with Tabitha Hale from the Franklin Center. Hello, Tabitha.
Hello.
What is the Franklin Center?
The Franklin Center is a nonprofit news organization. We're in over 40 states now. We have traditional reporting on the state level. We focus on local issues and waste, fraud, and abuse, transparency in local government. And we also have a program called Citizen Watchdog where we train activists to be watchdogs in their own communities and access open records and keep track of what's going on and create the story.
So you're building a network of citizen journalists, pretty much. This is fertile ground for that, of course. What is your message to the smart girls and the smart boys, too, I would guess you would say, to get involved in citizen journalism? Because, you know, when you see the just a blogger argument and then you see what Ryan Ross does on ABC, who's a real reporter, I think you can see the dichotomy.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, I've been with Smart Girl. I was a founding member. I've been around since the beginning. I've been to every single summit. I worked with FreedomWorks for 2.5 years. I truly believe in the power of the citizen. I truly believe in the power of bloggers. I've spent most of my time, I started as a blogger. So I truly believe that we have the power, we have all the tools that we need now to really make a difference. We have access to amazing amounts of information just through the internet, through FOIA, I mean, there are literally states that have open records laws where you can walk into any state building and they have to just open their file cabinets for you. And people, I don't think, know the extent of that. So being able to tell people, just open their eyes and say, you know what, you have access to that city council meeting. They can't kick you out. And they will change their vote based on just you being there and knowing that somebody's paying attention. So I love that, giving that power to people and just watching those light bulbs turn on as soon as you say, this is all it takes. All you have to do is tweet out their phone number and they're going to know that you're watching what they have to say. And so it really is incredible to watch the power of people here and watch it grow and, you know, become more and more powerful as we go forward. You know,
and also it would seem to me a very important mission, because newspapers are cutting back their budgets big time. When you talk about your local, like here in Virginia, like your Fairfax County Bureau or the local bureaus are getting shut down, so the city council meetings aren't getting covered, and people like you are it's very necessary to get these stories out, because sometimes these smaller stories are a lot bigger than people know.
Well, they are, and obviously the local stuff impacts you way before anything that happens in Washington. I mean, the majority of your taxes are going to go to your local government. That's where it's going to get pulled. So the stuff that happens in your town is going to have way more of an impact on your day-to-day life than what happens in Washington. And you're right, the local bureaus have cut down so much. The media just does not have the resources to focus on the things that they need to focus on in order to be successful. So they are literally at a point now where they're punting to bloggers, they're punting to Twitter. They don't know where to look for stuff anymore. So you have people, I mean, I've seen this happen all the time, where local bloggers get their stuff ripped off and it's printed on the front page of their local paper with no attribution, because they didn't have the resources, the will, or anything to actually, you know, do that story for themselves, to do that digging and actually, you know, do the work that's required to be a journalist. And the fact that there are so many people that are so educated, that know healthcare, they know numbers, they know how to read databases, there's so many resources out there, and people can look at that. We're not dumb. Citizens aren't stupid.
This is smart girl politics.
Well, we all have expertise. We all have things that we're good at, and so being able to tap into that, there's no reason that we should not be using those as a resource, and, you know, letting people talk about what they're good at, research what they're good at, and put it out there, whether they're doctors, whether they're whatever they're good at. Let them write about their expertise, let them analyze things, let them talk about how these laws are directly impacting them locally and what they can do to change it.
You say write about it. Let's say you're a person who's an expert in something, but maybe you're not a very good writer. Do you also help people hone their writing skills?
You know, we're not in the business of being an English teacher. I mean, that's not what we do. Right. But, I mean, I think that there's a lot to be said for collaboration, being able to work with people and crowdsource stuff. I mean, I spoke about that earlier today here, being able to open up this information to hundreds of people and say, here you go, I think there's something here, I haven't quite found it, but go with it. And I think that there's something that is really important, that synergy that happens when you have people with different expertise put it together, whether it's it's finding someone to edit that video for you, finding somebody to pitch it to radio because they have connections here, here, and here, being able to push that story out. I think that there's a lot of different elements. And so if you've maybe run these numbers and you have all this information and you say, there's a story here, look at this documentation, give it to somebody who can. Give it to a reporter, give it to a media person, let them run with it, whoever it is, give it to a blogger. Say, here, can you do something with this? I think there's something here, make it happen. And they will if it's worth digging into.
If someone's listening or watching wants to get involved, what do they do?
Well, the Franklin Center, you can go to watchdogwire.com, which is the new website that gives citizens a platform to write and to do their own reporting. FranklinCenterHQ.org has a lot of journalism resources, a lot of things on that front, so we can get people plugged in and give you an idea of where we are with our reporting. Smart Girl Politics, there's a lot of great opportunity there to do writing and resources there, so pay attention. There's a lot of webinars out there that are free. Franklin Center does monthly webinars on investigative journalism and teaching people how to do that. If you go to Watchdog Wire, there's a list of all of our trainings, things that we're doing there across the country, so
very cool.
There's a lot of places to go.
Congratulations. Thanks, Tabitha.
Thank you very much.